get ready to go. We're glad that you're all here, so now it's time to start the show. We're not in school, but we can still pretend by making music until this ends. We're making music with our Falcon friends.
Hey there, Falcons. Guys, we got some things to practice today. We learned something new last week, and this week we're going to take that new information and we're going to practice it and get it good. Because practice, well, that might make perfect, but it does make you better. So we're going to practice a little bit. So, enough talking about practicing. Let's get to it and let's make some music.
We're making music with our Falcon friends.
Alrighty, fourth grade. We are headed to another country. Oh, we're moving all around. We're going to Mexico this week. We are going south of the border, down Mexico way. So, I'm going to teach you a song. It's popular down in Mexico. It's called El Citrón. It's actually in a different language than Spanish, but it doesn't really mean too much, okay? It's just some silly sounds for a fun game that they play. Kids play down in Mexico. So let's listen to my song. Tell me, in this song, how many times do I take a breath? Listen closely. Al citrón de un fandango, sango, sango, sabare, sabare de la rondela con su tricky, tricky tron. Ooh, tricky, tricky tron. Listen again. Al citrón de un fandango, sango, sango, sabare, sabare de la rondela con su tricky, tricky tron. Only two. Wow, only took 2 breaths that entire song. And lots of words to fill in the gaps in the between though, okay? Listen again. Al citrón de un fandango, sango, sango, sabare. Let's just speak the words first. Al citrón de un fandango, sango, sango, sabare, sabare de la rondela con su tricky, tricky tron. Those are all the words. Okay, they're down in the description below if you want to really follow along with that, okay? Now I'm going to sing them. Listen closely. Al citrón de un fandango, sango, sango, sabare, sabare de la rondela con su tricky, tricky tron. Tricky song. Tricky, tricky tron. No. Tricky, tricky song. Okay? Listen again. See if you can sing along with me. If you're starting to get it, good. If you're not, that's okay. See if you can pick it up, okay? Here we go. Al citrón de un fandango, sango, sango, sabare, sabare de la rondela con su tricky, tricky tron. If you read the words along in the description below, I bet you can do it with me, okay? Here we go. It's a pretty singable song. Here we go. Al citrón de un fandango, sango, sango, sabare, sabare de la rondela con su tricky, tricky tron. Great. Now, there's actually a game you can play with this song. You're going to need at least one other person. If you have more people, that's great, but you're going to need at least one other person. You're each going to need something to pass. Now, they recommend like a stone, but I have this little egg shaker, and that'll work just fine too, okay? So, you're going to want to put something right in front of you, okay? Right in front of you, okay? You're going to sit on the ground and have this right on the floor in front of you. Pick it up and pass it to your right. If you have 3 people, it works perfectly because you pass it to your right, while somebody else passes on their right, which is you. So you're either taking something and passing it, and then something else is being replaced. There's always something in front of you if you're doing this with a group of people, okay? At least 3 people. 2 people, it kind of works. You have to go back and forth. A little bit tricky with that little tricky, tricky tron, okay? But it's on a very steady beat. So you pick it, pass, pick, pass, pick, pass, pick, pass, okay? So you pick it and you pass it. Those are really the only 2 things that you do throughout this entire song, except there is one tricky part, and yes, it's at the end with the tricky, tricky tron. Okay, so the first thing you do is on Al Citrón is when you actually pass it. Al Citrón. So Al, you pick it, Tron is pass it. Watch. Al citrón de un un fandango, sango, sango, sabare, sabare de un rondela con su triki, triki, tron. Now, you're always passing it. That time I just was kind of going back and forth. Except for when you sing tricky, tricky, tron. On tricky, tricky, tron, you do the motions, but you are tricky. You don't actually pass it. Tricky, tricky, tron. Tron's when you pass it. Tricky, you hold on to it. Tricky, you bring it back. And then tron, you pass it again. That's the tricky part. That's how you can remember it, okay? Tricky, tricky, tron. That's the tricky part of the song. Oh, yes, okay? So here we go. Got something to pass. Can be anything. They recommend a rock. That's what they use, I guess, in Mexico when they're playing this. Just outside is a fun little game, okay? So find something fun you can pass. Find something to pass it with. Let's try it one more time. Here we go. Pick it up on Al. Al Citrón de un fandango, sango, sango, sabare, sabare de la rondela con su tricky, tricky tron. That's a tough thing to do, but it's a lot of fun if you can put it together. So find some at your house and see if you can practice that with a couple of things passing around, and don't get tricked.
We're making music with our Falcon friends.
Okay, fourth grade, last week we learned something, and now we're going to review it. Last week we learned about a new rhythm, a new two-beat rhythm, like a half note, like syncopation. It's a two-beat rhythm. It's a rhythm that takes 2 beats to do. And it's an unusual rhythm because it's 2 sounds over 2 beats, but the first sound is very long and the second sound is very short. Well, we said in music, when we have 2 sounds over 2 beats where the first sound is long and the second sound is short, we call that rhythm ta-dee. Where the first sound is long and the second sound is short, ta-dee. And it sounds like this in our song. Ta-dee, ta-ta. Sing that. Ta-dee, ta-ta. The second half goes like this. Ta-dee-dee-ta. Good, let's sing that whole phrase together. Here we go. Ta-dee-ta-ta, ta-dee-dee-ta. Sing it and keep a steady beat in your lap. Here we go. Ta-dee-ta-ta, ta-dee-dee-ta. Good, let's sing it and clap it this time. Ta-dee-ta-ta, ta-dee-dee-ta. This time, don't sing it. Just clap it, but think it. Good. What does this look like? This is tricky, okay? So I showed you this last week. A quick little refresher here. I'm going to put up our time signature, a 2 and a 4, and then I'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a long phrase, 7, 8. 8-beat phrase. Okay, now we know some of these rhythms we showed you last week. The last rhythm that we have is a half note. Half note, remember, is 1 sound that lasts for 2 beats. We don't color it in, and the beat after it is blank. It's 1 long sound that lasts for 2 whole beats. Right before that, in this measure right here, we've got our rhythm from earlier this year, syncopation. 3 sounds over 2 beats, where the first sound and the last sound are short. So we have to add a flag, because flags make those notes shorter. They become 1/8 notes, okay? Here we've got 2 quarter notes, very simple, just like that. Here we've got 2 sounds as well, except these 2 sounds are not equal like these 2 sounds. These 2 sounds are the new ones, ta-dee, a long sound followed by a short sound. Well, we know the short sound we can make shorter by adding a flag, but this note needs to be a little bit longer. So to make a note longer, you don't add a flag, you add a dot. Talked about that last week. Our new rhythm, a dotted quarter note and an 1/8 note. Ta-dee-ta-ta, ta-dee-dee-ta. Can we sing that and can we clap it? Here we go. Ta-dee-ta-ta, ta-dee-dee-ta. Great. You're going to need something to write on. You're going to need something to write with, because we're going to be writing out some songs that actually have this brand new rhythm, our dotted quarter note and our 1/8 note. Okay? So get something to write on, get something to write with, because we're about to write some music.
We're making music with our Falcon friends.
Okay, 4th grade, hopefully you got something to write on, something to write with. We're going to be writing out just a couple of patterns from some songs that use our new rhythm, dotted quarter note with an 1/8 note. New 2-beat rhythm. So to set up our boards, you're going to need to set up a board that looks like this. Time signature, important to start with. Then we got 2 beats and a bar line, 2 beats and a bar line, 2 beats and a bar line, 2 beats and a bar line. 4 measures, each with 2 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay? Have it set up just like that. Now, if you ever have to pause this video, feel free to do that. Pause it so you can get caught up. Pause it so you know what's going on and you're not getting confused, all right? Okay, now I want to start with the song we did, Liza Jane. I want to write out just that part of Liza Jane. And the song, remember, is this. Oh, Eliza, little Liza Jane. Rhythms. Ta-dee-ta-ta, ta-dee-dee-ta. Well, let's start at the beginning. It's a very good place to start. We got our 2 sounds here. And don't forget, it's a dotted quarter note and an 8th note, which makes it ta-dee. Exactly. Next 2 is just those quarter notes like that. Pretty simple. Next one are the 3 sounds, syncopation. Remember syncopation from earlier this year? Scott Joplin used it in many of his ragtime pieces. And finally, we got our half note at the end, just like that. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to. Copy that. Make sure you have it. And now that you hopefully have it, let's actually sing it together. Here we go. Ta-dee-ta-ta, ta-dee-dee-ta. This time, sing it and clap it. Here you go. Ta-dee-ta-ta, ta-dee-dee-ta. Great. This time, just clap it, but think it. Here you go. Great job. Okay, now, go ahead and set up a new clean slate, just like you did for the last one. Have it so you've got 4 measures, each with 2 beats. Okay, I'm going to erase mine, so I don't have to write it again. If you can use a dry erase board, probably is a little bit easier. It's a little bit less wasteful, too. It's good not to waste so much paper. But, there we go. Have it set up like that. Let's go to a different song. Let's go to, you know what, let's go to France for a moment. A song that we sang a while ago. Alouette, gentille, alouette, alouette, gentille, plumerai. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm hearing something. Alouette, gentille, plumerai. Lou, 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 lou. Interesting. Lou, 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 lou. What do we have at the beginning here? It sounds like we have our new rhythm. Can we sing it together? Ta-dee-ta, ta, ta-dee-ta-dee-ta. Exactly. So what do we have at the beginning? We have our new rhythm, right? It's that new one, which is 2 sounds over 2 beats. But the first sound is long, so we need a dot. And the second sound is short, so we need a flag. Ta-dee-ta, ta. Yeah, it's just like Liza Jane. Not in Baltimore, though. We're in France. Ta-dee-ta, ta, ta-dee-ta-dee-ta. What goes at the very end? Well, here we got toddy. Here we got toddy again. Here we've got a tom. What goes on the last beat? There's got to be something there. Do you remember what? Oh, yes, it's a rest. Got to put a rest. There's nothing on the last beat. Ta-dee-ta-dee-ta. Nothing. Put a rest. A Z and a C, for those of you who didn't remember that. Hopefully now you do, because I literally just told you. Okay, here we go. Have that written out. Alouette. Alouette, gentille, plumerai. Can we sing it and can we clap it on the rhythms? Here we go. Ta-dee-ta, ta, ta-dee-ta-dee-ta. Great. Nice job. Okay. Go ahead and erase that. We'll do another one. Do another one. Can we do another one? I think we probably can. Let's go to another song, shall we? Let's go to, well, you know, we're traveling around here a little bit. We've been traveling around a lot, which is very, very cheap when you don't actually go anywhere. You just do it in your mind, I guess. It's a lot cheaper than actually going somewhere. But thinking of a place. Thinking of a place. We're over in France. Why don't we go to England? Jolly old England. For a song about some people selling some of their things on the street. Chairs to mend, old chairs to mend. Mackerel, fresh mackerel. Any old rags, any old rags. Remember that song we did in Canon? It was kind of a cool song. You know what? This song's kind of interesting because it's got something in it that none of the other ones have had so far. So listen to the very first part of the song. Chairs to mend, old chairs to mend. I heard something interesting. Loo, 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 loo. Could we sing it on the rhythms? I think if we sing on the rhythms, it might make a little bit more sense. Ta, dee, ta, 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 dee, ta. Did you hear what was so interesting? What do we have at the beginning? The beginning is our new one, right? 2 sounds over 2 beats. The first one's long, the second one's short. A dot and a flag. There we go. Ta, dee, ta, ta. 2 equal sounds. That's easy. What comes next? Ta, dee, ta, 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 dee, ta. Wait a minute. We don't have it just once this time. We actually have it, yes, twice. It's here again. It strikes again. Put a dot, put a flag, long and short. And then what about the end? Ta, dee, ta. Oh, we need another quarter note and a rest. Like that. Nice. Hey, this one's really cool. It's got 2 of our new patterns, one in the first measure, one in the third measure. Kind of cool. You can put them in more than just one measure. You can use it however you want. Let's sing it. Here we go. Ta, dee, ta, 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 dee, ta. Good. Clap it when you sing it. Ta, dee, ta, 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 dee, ta. This time, just clap it. Here you go. Great. Guys, have some fun writing this out. You can actually write out some of your own patterns if you understand how it works, how to use it. Have some fun writing some music, but most importantly, have some fun making music.
We're making music with our falcon friends.
Well, we sure had fun this week, didn't we? So, until next time, grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street.